evening. Good evening. Welcome back to Roslyn Court. My name's Morag Butler, and this evening we have Sally Ironmonger and Brian Carter. Yay! Fantastic. Yep. So, as usual, because we're a folk event, we've got a raffle. The raffle is a CD from Sally and Brian, and the second prize, the most coveted prize, is, of course, the Who Gives a Crap toilet roll. Everybody in here, you're all in the raffle. People at home, if you donate, you will be put in the raffle during the concert, obviously. And also, if you can't do that, anyone who contributes to the chat while we're actually in a, if one of their songs makes you think, ooh, that's an interesting idea, you can put it in the chat and you'll go in the raffle. So that's good. So before anything happens, I'm going to sing a song with my friend Pete Hall, who's come all the way from Nottingham to do this. Here he is, yeah. Oh. Yeah, so, right. Ooh, that sounds good. Song.
Okay.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. My finger and the hot sun chills me to the bone when I can't hear the song for the singer, and I can't tell my pillow from a stone. I will walk along by the black muddy river, sing me a song of my own. I will walk along by the black muddy river, sing me a song of my own. When the last bolt of sunshine hits the mountain and the stars start to splatter in the sky, when the moon splits the southwest horizon with the scream of an eagle on the fly, I will walk along by the black muddy river, listen to the ripples as they moan. I will walk along by the black muddy river, sing me a song of my own. Black muddy river, roll on forever. I don't care how deep or wide, if it's got another side. Roll, muddy river, roll, muddy river, black muddy river, roll. There's nothing left to do but count the years when the strings of my heart begin to sever and stones fall from my eyes instead of tears. I will walk along by the black muddy river, dream me a dream of my own. I will walk along by the black muddy river, sing me a song of my own. Black muddy river, roll on forever. I don't care how deep or wide, if it's got another side. Roll muddy river, roll muddy river, black muddy river. Oh. Everybody, thank you. Great. Oh, lovely, thanks. Now, we've got another floor spot from somebody who's new to here, but I'm sure she'll be back because I've been hearing her practice. Okay. We've got Mummy Annie Madhu. Okay, Mummy. Welcome her onto the stage, please.
Completely brand new, so gosh, yeah. What about the yeah?
Go for the other.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, so I'm completely brand new, never performed here before, but I've been playing the guitar and singing for about 4 years now, but I've only performed a handful of times, so please excuse me if I come across a bit nervous. But yeah, I'm going to start off with a cover. This song is called Spoonful by Howlin' Wolf. And it's actually been covered by many different artists. I think, Morag, you mentioned Cream earlier on. So yeah, I'm just going to go for it. Coffee, could be a spoonful of tea. Not a knife, not a fork, but a spoon, baby. It's good enough for me. Women die for that spoonful. Oh, they die for that spoonful. Oh, women lie for that spoonful. Oh, men cry for that spoonful. Yeah, hey, that spoonful. Well, it could be a spoonful of diamonds. It could be a spoonful of gold. But just a little spoon of your precious love will satisfy my soul. Spoonful of water, saving from the desert's end. But one spoon of lead from a 45 to save it from another man. Now men fight for that spoonful. How they die for that spoonful. Now they set for that spoonful. Now
Fabulous. Thank you. Thank you. We are going to hear another song from Mummy in the second half. And sorry, at home you can't. Right, so now we are going to welcome onto the stage Sally Ironmonger and Brian Carter. Hurrah! They've been here before. We loved them. They'll be here again. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you, dear. Oh. Do you want the front of the list or the back of the list?
I'm only letting you do it tonight. I'll see how you get on.
Well, it's lovely to be here again in lovely Roslyn Court with all you lovely people and all of you out there in YouTube land.
We can do anything we like. It's all going to go out on YouTube.
We're going global. We're going to start off with a ukulele song. Hope that's okay with people. Sometimes doesn't go down very well, but and this is a song called "It's Just a Song." It's got a chorus if anyone wants to sing it, and I have to start it, don't I?
Yes, please.
Such a pressure. Such a pressure. First song, I have to start it, ukulele. Is that right?
That was lovely.
It seems my creativity has hit an all-time low. No words are flowing from my pen. I've scored a fat 0. But surely in the scheme of things, if that's the only thing that's wrong, you should remember it's just a song. It's just a song I can't write at the moment. It's just a song. It's just a song. I could be hungry in a war zone or be homeless. It's just a song. It's just a song. To keep yourself connected is a top priority, and it can really make me scream and shout if I can't get 4G. But imagine if you've lost your friends and if you're far away from home, then remember it's just a phone. It's just a phone I can't use at the moment. It's just a phone. It's just a phone. I could be hungry in a war zone or be homeless. It's just a phone. It's just a phone. You can't believe the weather has spoiled the plans we've made. The storm clouds rolling in are gonna rain on your parade. But imagine if the well was dry, you wouldn't then complain. So remember, it's just the rain. It's just the rain, I'm getting wet at the moment. It's just the rain. It's just the rain. I could be hungry in a war zone or be homeless. It's just the rain. It's just the rain. So if these are your problems, then I've nothing more to say. It's just a song, it's just a phone, it's just a rainy day. And surely, in the scheme of things, if that's the only thing that's wrong, you should remember it's just a song. It's just a song I can't write at the moment. It's just a song. It's just a song. I could be hungry in a war zone or be homeless. It's just a song. It's just a song.
Go on, have a go.
It's just can't write at the moment. It's just a song. It's just a song. I could be hungry in a war zone or be homeless. It's just a song. It's just a song. song. It's just a song. Oh. That was a song. The song that we wrote when we were having difficulty writing a song, and we decided to write a song about not being able to write a song, and because we thought it's just a song, sort of worry about it all the time. And that's the first track on our last CD. Well, it might not be our last. It might be our last CD. It was the last CD that we made. It might be the last one for all we know. Yes, that came out in 2020, perfectly timed for a global pandemic. We have some for sale, if anybody would like some. And if you're out in YouTube land, you can click on links and find it on the internet. We do all that, don't we? I can't remember what we're doing next. Oh, this is a Chatham song. Chatham Prostitutes. Anybody know anything about that? No, all right. This is.
We usually get some sympathy when we say we come from Chatham, actually. We're not living the dream like you
Not
people.
so much in Cliftonville. And there was a rumour that this actually did used to be a brothel. Is that right? Yes. So this is a song called The Ballad of Flying Isaac, and she'd feel quite at home here then, wouldn't she? Oh, Flying Isaac. I haven't got me shaking. And this is a song about a woman who used to walk the streets of Chatham in Victorian times. Chatham. They called her Flying Isaac. We don't know why.
I do.
No, you don't. But this song, it's got a very easy chorus, and hopefully you're in good voice and you'll sing along. We know it's a very easy chorus because it is very popular with toddlers. And children do tend to join in with it. We've had a number of occasions when people have sent us little audio or video clips of their children or grandchildren singing along.
Then social services got involved.
Have you heard of Flying Isaac, the Queen of New Brompton? She was the sailor's joy. She asked him for a shilling, and she would be willing with a captain or a cabin boy. She'd take them to the churchyard, she'd lie down on a tombstone. The Chatham girls' romance. When she satisfied their cravings, she would have away their savings without a second glance. Oh, up and down the brook she goes. Hello, sailor, what you know? Flying Isaac, bold as brass. Oh, up and down the brook she goes. Hello, sailor, what you know? You want to buy a lady a glass. That's how they talk in Chatham. The landlord of the Crown said he didn't want her custom. She had no means to pay. She said she'd pay in kind, but he kicked her behind and told her, just go on your way. Oh, but she was unbowed as she turned to the crowd like a ship that was in full sail. Oh, she was hard to handle, she'd become a bloomin' scandal, and they put her in the jail.
Got it yet?
Oh, up and down the brook she goes. Hello, sailor, what you know? Flying Isaac, bold as brass. Oh, up and down the brook she goes. Hello, sailor, what you know? You wanna buy a lady a glass. You do your solo thing. Apparently this guitar solo is very difficult. He's not to be distracted while he does it.
Don't normally stop her though.
Don't sound that difficult to me. Sometimes he pulls that guitar face as well. the brook she goes. Hello, sailor, what you know? Flying eyes at boulders brass. Oh, up and down the brook she goes. Hello, sailor, what you know? You wanna buy a lady a glass. When Flying Isaac came before the judge in all her glory to pay for her disgrace, the judge sat way up high and she looked him in the eye and she said, "Don't I know your face?" And the courtroom was amused at the sight of the accused watching old Judge Brown's shame. And she got off with a warning and was on the street next morning playing the same old game. Oh, up and down the brook she goes. Hello, sailor, what you know? Flying eyes at boulders brass. Oh, up and down the brook she goes. Hello, sailor, what you know? You wanna buy a lady a glass. All you gotta do is ask. The Ballad of Flying Isaac. Thank you. We're going to do the new song.
Oh no.
We've got a new song to do. It's a little bit traumatic, and I suppose we could have left it to the second half when the World Wide Web had gone. Might have been more sensible. But hey, we just got to get it done, haven't you, Brian?
Yeah.
Look, he hates doing new songs. He likes writing them, but he hates.
This is the second time we've written this song because we wrote it and got the whole thing wrong.
We made a mistake.
You want to explain that, Sally?
I did. Well, there's two things you need to know about this song. It's a song that is written about where we live in near the River Medway, and the two things that you need to know are that there used to be a lot of cement works along the River Medway, and so I don't know if anyone else has ever written a song about cement, but we have. It's very hard. Yeah, it was hard to do it as well. So and there were men the men called the Muddies who used to work along the river shore digging the clay, which is why there were so many cement works along the River Medway, because the clay was a very, very good quality. So, and the Muddies were was very, very hard work, sort of digging the clay, and they were known to be a little bit wild, drinking, fighting type of workforce. So that's the Muddies, and
rather low class.
Ooh, I say. They and the other thing to bear in mind about the song. So if you live in Kent, I'm assuming most people here live in Kent or have lived in Kent, and when you go anywhere else, one of the things that people ask you all the time is, "Are you a man of Kent or a Kentish man?" So that's the thing that we got wrong in the song, because
man of Kent rhymes with cement. So.
We knew which side of the river was a man of Kent and which side of the river was a Kentish man. But somehow, in the writing of the song, we sort of got it switched around the wrong way. So we had to rewrite it. But the song is basically the same. So the song tells the story of an age-old tale of star-crossed lovers on the different sides of the river. And it's about cement. On the west side of the river lived a muddy Kentish man, digging clay to make cement with muddy Kentish hands. And he loved a maid of Kent who lived beyond the eastern shore. Her father said the muddy man's not good enough for her, but she had cheeks as red as apples and a hop vine for a crown. And he was stained by mud that he had dug up from the ground. And we'll cross the old Medway with with limestone, chalk and clay. We'll build a bridge that will always unite us, or tunnel below like sappers and miners, and never let the borderlines define us. Our love will find a way. So they pledged their love in secret, far away from father's eyes. Their star-crossed love was destined to be swept off by the tide. And the maid of Kent was ready to elope and take her chance. But her Kentish man was called to dig the trenches out in France. And we'll cross the old Medway with limestone, chalk and clay. We'll build a bridge that will always unite us, or tunnel below like sappers and miners, and never let the borderlines define us. Our love will find a way. So the Kentish man kept digging, and he dug his way right back, bringing back a bunch of medals in his army haversack. The father of the maid of Kent could see his sergeant's rank, so now he could pick cherries on the east side of the bank. And we'll cross the old Medway with limestone, chalk and clay. We'll build a bridge that will always unite us, or tunnel below like sappers and miners, and never let the borderlines define us. Our love will find a way. 'Cause she had cheeks as red as apples and a hop vine for a crown, and the Kentish man was stained by mud he dug up from the ground. But he won his maid of Kent, and now he'll never leave her side, washed clean by the river and the turning of the tide. And we'll cross the old Medway with limestone, chalk and clay. We'll build a bridge that will always unite us, or tunnel below like sappers and miners, and never let the borderlines define us. Our love will find a way. Yes, we'll cross the old Medway with limestone, chalk and clay. We'll build a bridge that will always unite us, or tunnel below like sappers and miners, and never let the borderlines define us. Our love will find a way. Thank you very much. Whew. That's that done then. How are you feeling now?
Relieved.
So that was a new song. We'll get back to the old nonsense now. I'd like to offer a prize also to one of my favourite fans in the room, who I think has travelled the furthest to come and see the concert today. I don't know how many miles have you come, Heather? 4,500 to come to Roslin Court. Round. It's fabulous to see you. So thank you. What are we going to do now?
You've got the list here. Oh, I know.
Oh,
How about that?
all right. Oh, yeah. This is a very sad song about Brian's affliction. You're not wearing your badge. Someone made him a badge a couple of weeks ago, declaring that he suffers from gas, which many of you will know is guitar acquisition syndrome. So this is the very sad but true story of Brian's guitar collection, which nearly got bigger last week after we went to the guitar village in Farnham. And Brian said, "This is the best shop I've ever been in." He was awestruck. It was like he was almost speechless. He didn't know where to look. He was somewhere between 13 and 14 when his mum bought him a Spanish guitar. Picked from the catalogue pages, she paid for it in stages with money she saved in a jar. He dreamed of it so long, it was love at first sight. And those tight nylon strings gave him hours and hours and hours and hours of delight. Oh, that six-string possession soon became an obsession, and he played it till he was a master. But he was soon led astray, and with his very first pay, he bought a shiny, bright new Stratocaster. But the die it was cast, his passion set on fire, and it seemed there was no way he could get enough of this instrument of desire. Now there's guitars in the stairway, and there's guitars in the hall, and there's those little attachments to hang guitars on the wall. He's got guitars for picking and guitars that he strums, and that 30 bob catalogue Spanish guitar is still up his mum's. Now he's got a Gretsch and a Martin, I'm only just starting. He's got Loudons and Gibsons and more. He's got 12 strings and 6 strings and those funny finger pick things and capos and pedals galore. And his dobro amigo, it shines like the sun. And with each new selection to add to his collection, he swears it is the very last one.
I lie a lot.
'Cause there's guitars in the stairway, and there's guitars in the hall, and there's those little attachments to hang guitars on the wall. He's got guitars for picking and guitars that he strums, and that 30 bob catalogue Spanish guitar.
Where is it?
It's still up his mum's. Yes, there's guitars in the stairway, and there's guitars in the hall, and there's those little attachments to hang guitars on the wall. He's got guitars for picking and guitars that he strums, and that 30 bob catalogue Spanish guitar is still up his mum's. Yes, that very first 30 bob catalogue Spanish guitar, with the flowers drawn on it in felt tip pen and the Ban the Bomb badge on the strap, together with the Val Doonigan songbook.
What? I didn't. It wasn't.
That's what your mum said.
It was Jimi Hendrix.
In a fair old jumper.
Yep.
It's still up his mum's. Sad but true.
I believe Sally. I believe Sally. Right, I'm speaking to the people at home now. I hope you're enjoying this as much as we are. It's a real privilege to bring it to you. If you possibly can, could you donate something towards the putting on of this event? Because it would just be great if you could. And I suggest perhaps the cost of a raspberry ripple ice cream might be an idea, just, as a thought. That would be great if you could. If you can't, that's fine. Enjoy the music. That's lovely. And hey, it's me. You said people could follow a link to get your CDs. What would that link be?
Well, they could click on to sallyironmonger.co.uk, and that would open up a world of opportunities to find us in Facebook and YouTube and Bandcamp.
Yay.
And all sorts of opportunities to buy CDs or just watch the videos, or SoundCloud as well, or they could download.
Excellent.
If they wanted to.
Yeah. Or you could donate or contribute to the chat now, and you'd be in with a chance with the raffle.
Oh.
Hurrah! Okay, back to Sally and Brian. Thank you.
So this next song is a song about marriage. Because it can be difficult, can't it? Living in domestic harmony. Or maybe that's just me. Or maybe that's just you. This is a song about our marriage, really. It's called Murder on My Mind. Well, I swore till death do part when I made my vows. He was so exciting at the start, but he's just irritating now. First our love was wild and mad, but then it all began to sag. Now most days I seem to find I've got murder on my mind. Well, I could push him down the stairs, catch him when he's unawares, put arsenic in his beer, or take him on a very long walk off a short pier, drown him in the bath, let him meet a psychopath. Would it be a crime of passion if I hired an assassin? I've got murder on my mind. You may think I'm too extreme. I could just walk away. I could just pack my bags and leave and give myself a holiday. But I hate to contemplate that he might enjoy the break. So I'll just stay and face my fate with murder on my mind. Well, I could push him down the stairs, catch him when he's unawares, put arsenic in his beer, or take him on a very long walk off a short pier, drown him in the bath, let him meet a psychopath. Would it be a crime of passion if I hired an assassin? I've got murder on my mind. Electrify his favourite chair, watch him sizzling sitting there, serve him toxic marmalade, or turn the remote control into a hand grenade, drown him in the tub, put landmines on the road down to the pub. Or do you think I ought to just forget this slaughter? I've got murder on my mind. Do you think I ought to just forget this slaughter? I've got murder. I've got murder. I've got murder on my mind. Not so far today. Oh, I said you want to do, and he's already priming his capo.
I know what we were doing, Sally.
Oh, you can do our award-winning song.
Yes.
We won an award. It was about 5 years ago. We're still talking about it. We haven't won another one since. So until we win another one, we'll keep talking about this one.
We won a voucher.
What for?
It was the Milkmaid Folk Club folk song competition of 2016.
Like an Oscar to us, it was like an Oscar.
I know. I don't know. It does make me laugh to say it. It's sort of. It is. It wasn't funny. It was a serious thing. We put our heart and soul into it,
We did, yeah.
and we won.
I spent the voucher and bought a couple of plectrums
You didn't.
and gave one to Mickey because you're going to start playing guitar soon.
You didn't. You bought a stringed instrument, if I remember rightly. Yes, you did. It cost about 3 times the amount of the voucher, if I remember rightly. So no, this is a song that the award-winning song, and it's a song called Metalwork, and it's a song about the fact that a couple of generations ago, our fathers and forefathers would often go to work in light engineering works, in factories. There's lots of them along the River Medway, and go to work in blue overalls and work in metalwork. And Brian's father worked in on the Rochester Esplanade at the Shorts factory, where they made the flying boats, and the Sunderland bombers were made there. And obviously there's none of that industry there anymore, and there's not very many men who do that sort of work anymore. But this is a sort of song for all those, that breed of man who didn't really say very much and maybe found it difficult to express themselves unless they were talking about something practical like metalwork. Empires from Singapore to Sunderland, all built along this riverside. They clock off the men who make the flying boats, changing shift with every tide. His kisses smell of cutting oil, his dirty hands he can't hide. His days are cast in metalwork, his living forged by metalwork. He only talks of metalwork, he knows no other way. Hard edges, blunt and galvanised, I couldn't bend him, wouldn't even try. He's not a man to change a dirty nappy or to sing our child a lullaby. But he can fix a broken toy, he'd stay up all night, he wouldn't bat an eye. He shows his love with metalwork, he likes to fix the metalwork. His heart is caged by metalwork, he knows no other way. There's no time for poetry or silliness, but I know that that is not his fault. There's not much gilding of the lily, our lives are mainly nuts and bolts. The grinding life of metalwork, riveted with metalwork, hammered home by metalwork, he knows no other way. One day, the flying bomb came back for him, filling up the clear blue sky above. My metal man, as hard as nails and strong as steel, was suddenly reduced to flesh and blood. Now all that's left is broken hearts, crushed by the metalwork he loved. Rust in broken metalwork, corroded, wasted metalwork. He lived and died by metalwork. He knows no other way. He knows no other way. Metalwork.
Okay. All right, yeah, do that.
So this next song is a song that we wrote around about the same time as that, and it was so around about 2015, 2016, I think. And it's a song that we wrote because I'd read somewhere that that year had been there'd been a record number of food banks that had opened up in 2015. So I wouldn't like to think about what it was, make a comparison between now and then. But clearly it hasn't got any better. But we were struck by the fact that it happened to coincide with being a record year for the number of Ferraris that were sold in England. So we thought that was a significant comparison to make. So we wrote this song called Food Banks and Ferraris. Can you remember the time we crossed the poverty line and the sun shone on those in the shade? Our grandfathers fought and the vision they sought was a helping hand from cradle to grave. But now that's all over and long been forgot, and the prophets all go to the men at the top. And the promises of 45 are now broken dreams and lies. Food banks and Ferraris on the rise. Food banks and Ferraris on the rise. Food banks and Ferraris on the rise. Well, they say things are tough and there isn't enough to pay the poor, the sick, the old and so on. But the profits still flow and the bonuses grow, and we all know where the money has gone. Those robber barons in their fortified towers are eating the fruits of what could have been ours. And the promises of 45 are now broken dreams and lies. Food banks and Ferraris on the rise. Food banks and Ferraris on the rise. Food banks and Ferraris on the rise. The gap between your place and mine gets wider every day. You pay the press, you pay for votes to make sure it stays that way. Because the promises of 45 are now broken dreams and lies. Food banks and Ferraris on you very much. You're all right out there? Everyone out all right? I hope everyone's all right out there in YouTube land as well. We can't tell, can we? People sitting indoors in their pyjamas, a cup of cocoa. So most of the songs that Brian and I sing are songs that we've written. But we also sometimes sing songs that we had wished that we'd written. And this song is one of those. It's a song written by Steve O'Donoghue, and many of you will know it, be familiar with it, called Accident of Birth. I support my local football team like my father did before. A shiver still runs down my spine whenever my team score. And we hate our local rivals and the colours that they wear. And every time we play them, there is hatred in the air. But maybe it doesn't matter. Perhaps the truth, for what it's worth, is the football team that I support is an accident of birth. And if I'd have been born down the way, it's not that hard to see that I would be the same as them, but I would still be me. And it doesn't really matter, here's the truth for what it's worth. The football team that I support is an accident of birth. Well, I was born and raised in this fair land, like my mother was before. And we support our brave young soldiers when they go to fight a war. And we sing our national anthem, and we salute our country's flag. And our hatred of the enemy grows with every body bag. But maybe it doesn't matter, perhaps the truth, for what it's worth, is the country I was born in is just an accident of birth. And if I'd have been born down the way, it's not that hard to see that I would be the same as them, but I would still be me. And it doesn't really matter, here's the truth for what it's worth. The country I was born in is just an accident of birth. And at the weekend when we worship like our parents did before, to my God, the only true God, who'll be waiting at the door to let us into paradise, just like our scriptures tell. And all those who worship false gods, well, they'll surely burn in hell. But maybe it doesn't matter, perhaps the truth, for what it's worth, is the God to whom we pray is just an accident of birth. And if I'd have been born down the way, it's not that hard to see that I would be the same as them, but I would still be me. And it doesn't really matter, here's the truth for what it's worth. The God to whom we pray is just an accident of birth. Thank you.
it's come to the time you've all been waiting for. Mrs. Ford.
Oh,
Mrs. Ford, you've won a CD. And Ian Bullock. Where's Ian Bullock?
oh, he's one that...
You've won the toilet roll. You lucky thing. Yeah. Okay, we've got one more song now from Sally and Brian.
Yes, we're gonna get Tony and Leslie Petty Capella to come and join us for this last song. We've got a bit of an ongoing project underway developing a quartet called Shake Me Up, Sally. This is a little preview of Shake Me Up, Sally. And actually, we're playing in Roslyn Court sometime next year, as June the 8th, the four of us. So,
Brian, look, I had to raise the mic. That doesn't happen to us very often, does it, mate?
It's a little taster for you.
Really?
Okay, this is a little song of the triumph of the human spirit over extreme adversity. It is a true story, and the chap in it survived, made his way from Mexico to America, where he made a living working in Ripley's Circus. If you don't know about Ripley's Circus, then do look it up. It's quite phenomenal. You can click along if you want to. It would help because I can only click with one hand. I can't click with that hand. I've never been able to. There you go. Listen close to this crooked mouth, or my story I will tell. Oh, lived in Mexico by the name of Wenceslas Miguel. Oh, left my home in Santiago, the heart of the city of Merida. Served with my brothers and sisters all for the army of Pancho Villa. Stand me straight against the nearest wall. Line up your latest soldiers, oh. 10 good shots, I'll take them all. They call me El Fusilado. The Federales captured me, bound up my arms with wire. Officer came, he said, take your aim, steady your guns and fire. Bullet holes all across my chest, ripped up my shirt and my body, oh. Heartbeat on through the silenced guns to the rhythm of life inside me, oh. Stand me straight against the nearest wall. Line up your bravest soldiers, oh. 10 good shots, I'll take them all. They call me El Fusilado. Fell to the ground, the officer came. One last shot to the head, oh. Heard through the pain as he walked away and left me there for dead, oh. All went quiet, so I crawled away. I wasn't giving up to the glory. 10 good shots, I took them all and lived to tell my story. Stand me straight against the nearest wall. Line up your bravest soldiers, oh. 10 good shots, I'll take them all. They call me El Fusilado. Stand me straight against the nearest wall. Line up your bravest soldiers, oh. 10 good shots, I'll take them all. They call me El Fusilado.
Thank you very much indeed.
Sally and Brian.
Bye-bye, online people.
Thank you, that was great. Show off. Yeah. Thank you, that was great. Yeah, it's lovely. That's lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, we've come to the end of the first half, so we have to thank Sally and Brian. Yay! Tony and Leslie. And Pete Hall. Yeah. And Mammy. Yeah, fantastic. And Roger for doing the filming. John, sound. Phil for cameras, Lizzie in Galashiels, she's been posting away, and Una's got the sniffles at the bar. Bless her. Yeah. Thank you very much, everybody. Next week we have Paula Ryan. On Saturday we've got a Mayor's Fund charity do here, which is going to be fun. So if you'd like to come along to that and have fun. It's enforced. Yeah, you must have fun. Then that's on Saturday at 7:30. That would be great. It's not live streamed, so you have to come. And then next week we've got Paula Ryan, so that's going to be a lovely Irish evening. The following week we've got Arcadia, which will be wonderful. And then, of course, after that we've got Martin Carthy coming here. Anyway, thank you very much, everybody, for coming along. Thank you for watching at home. My name's Morag Butler. Let's keep more music live. Goodbye. See you next week. Bye.